They told me many times, and I know those of you who have ever been in drug addiction know, that they say that when you are living a life of this style, there's only 3 destinations. You're going to land in one of them. Jails, institutions, and death. I didn't believe them. But thank God that I only landed in a jail and an institution. Thank God that I didn't find that third one. And it's only by His grace that I didn't, because there's many things that I've done where I deserve to be dead. If we were operating off of what I deserved this morning, oh my God, I should have been dead a long time ago. I should have never been born. The man that you see today is not the man that I've always been. I was a man that ripped and rared in rebellion. I loved to fight. Man, I loved the struggle. I loved drugs. I loved rebellion. I loved that lifestyle. But it never loved me. I was the one who thought, I hear all this that you're saying, but it won't happen to me. Because I was invincible. Until I wasn't. See what I mean? I thought I was invincible. I thought this would never happen to me until it happened to me. And guess what? When I went to prison, all them friends that I had, guess how many came to see me? Maybe 1 or 2. Guess how many times? Maybe once. And it's probably because I made them feel guilty. I thought these people were my best friends. I thought we shared a camaraderie. I thought we were ride or dies. Until I found myself incarcerated. And that's where I was all alone. But I'm going to tell you something this morning. All alone was the best place that I could have ever been left. Because it's there where I found God. And I didn't come running to Him, hoping that He would save my life immediately. I hated God. I felt like it was God's fault, the reason that I had done all this thing. I would not take any of the blame on myself. I was an entitled little spoiled brat. That's who I was. And I thought God was to blame for the direction of my life. But the truth is I never really knew Him. Had I known Him and been living and operating my own life in His way, it would have never got to that place. And I know you've heard my testimony so many times, and I hate to be so repetitive, but I want to draw a point here this morning. You see, I was all alone in that place, and I know it sounds cliche, but I didn't know God was all I needed till God was all I had. I didn't have anybody else. If I talked to my family, it was once a week on a 10-minute phone call. And I hated the voice of that woman that says, "You have 1 minute remaining." It echoes in my mind. I dream about it every night because that 1 minute, the whole 60 seconds, do you know what it sounds like? All right, I love you. Okay, well, I love you. All right, well, I love you. I love you. Okay, I love you. Because my time is going to end, and for the whole 60 seconds, all I could do was say, I love you, because I wanted to get that across to the person that's on the other side. I realized that I'm locked up, but they wore bars too. Because they were locked away from me as well. And it was a very hurtful life. And I had to go back to my own bunk. And I had to lay down. And I couldn't cry because there were 600, 700, 800 men walking around. And if I cried, it would be a sign of weakness. You can't cry in there amongst other men, because then they would be treating you like you're some weak pansy or whatever it is and try to take advantage of you. I had to go to my bunk, and sometimes I had to tie a sock around my eyes to hold my tears in, so nobody else would see me. 6 years of misery. And I'm the only one that put me there. The hardest pill I had to swallow, I was there all because of me. Oh yeah, for many years I tried to blame the man that introduced the law to us and what they would say snitched on us and all that. But here's the deal. If I hadn't been doing wrong, he'd have had nothing to snitch on. You see, and I had to swallow that pill that I'm the reason that I'm here. Oh, and let me tell you about that journey. I didn't want to go to church. I didn't want to believe in God. I tried to turn my bunkmate, hard-headed rascal, invited me every single week to church. I despised that man for a whole year. Finally, I said, all right, I'm going to go just to prove you wrong. And when I went, because I was a hopeless soul, I knew that I had gone too far, that God couldn't save me. I thought I did. Until I got to that place and heard about a man named Saul who wrote this letter right here as he became the Apostle Paul. God knocked him off his horse on a road to Damascus. A man who killed Christians, persecuted the church, even held the clothes of those who stoned Stephen, who was preaching the gospel. A man guilty of murdering saints. God saved that man. And it was at that point in that moment that I had hope for the first time. And I said, God, if you could save him, you might be able to save me. I didn't go forward with the guys. I didn't pray in the altar. I didn't do all those things because I had too much pride. I'm going to tell you what I did in my seat. I said, Lord, if you can do anything with this mess of a life that I've created, God, I'll give it to you right now. And I can't put in words what happened in my soul in that moment. All I can tell you is there was a peace that passes all understanding. That no matter what happened to me from this day forward, I had rest in a Savior. Oh, I wish that my prayers would have got me out of prison. And please understand that I prayed for that. I didn't know enough about Jesus. As soon as I got saved, I'm like, all right, Lord, you saved me. Now get me out of this place. And he didn't. I still have 5 years left. There were times that I got mad at him because he left me in there. But here's the point. Sometimes we have to pay the price for our consequences.